It was a wild 10-game slate around the majors, headlined by the Tampa Bay Rays riding a scorching offense to their 7th straight win. From tight one-run finishes to a dominant shutout, here's everything you need to know from today in baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays edged the Boston Red Sox 2-1 in a tightly contested pitchers' duel at home. Charles McAdoo supplied the difference maker with a solo home run, backing a strong start from Simon Woods Richardson, who worked 3 innings and allowed just 1 earned run while striking out 2 to pick up the win. Louis Varland slammed the door with a 1-inning save to lock it down for Toronto. The Blue Jays were active on the bases too, with Andrés Giménez and George Springer each swiping a bag, while Lee White answered with a steal of his own for Boston. Toronto out-hit the Red Sox up and down the lineup, with George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Josh Smith, Andrés Giménez, and Brandon Valenzuela all reaching base safely. Boston got knocks from Jarren Duran, Seth, and Rafaela, Connor 1, Nick Sogard, and Anthony Sabler, but couldn't push enough runs across in the loss. The New York Mets stormed into Atlanta and knocked off the Braves 8-5, powered by a pair of home runs from Brett Baty and Francisco Lindor. Lindor was the headliner, going 3 for 5 with an RBI in an electric all-around performance that also lands him on today's fantasy radar for anyone streaming middle infielders. Daniel Duarte picked up the win with 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, and Kodai Senga slammed the door with a 1-inning save to seal it. Atlanta didn't go quietly, with Michael Harris, Roman 2, Matt Olson, Sean Murphy, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Austin Riley all collecting hits, but the Braves' pitching staff couldn't contain the Mets' offense. New York got extra contributions from Bo Bichette, Francisco Alvarez, Marcus Semien, Jorge Polanco, and Jared Young, turning this into a complete team effort on the road as the Mets pulled away for a convincing division win. Minnesota Twins pounded out a 9-5 win over the Baltimore Orioles behind a huge night from Austin Martin, who went 4 for 5 with a home run, an RBI, and a stolen base, a 5-tool line that's squarely on fantasy managers' radar today. Josh Bell added a home run of his own, and Dean Kremer was outstanding on the mound, going 7 innings while allowing just 1 earned run and striking out 7 to earn the win. The Twins lineup was relentless, with Brooks Lee, Ryan Jeffers, Ryan Cradler, Royce Lewis, and Luke Keeschall all chipping in hits to back Kremer's gem. Baltimore fought back with production from Leody Taveras, Pete Alonso, Jackson Holliday, Colton Cowser, and Kobe Mayo, but the Orioles' pitching staff couldn't slow down Minnesota's attack, and the Twins cruised to a comfortable home win. The Philadelphia Phillies held off the St. Louis Cardinals 6-5 in a back-and-forth game at Busch Stadium. Andrew Painter was sharp in the win, going 5.1 innings and allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 6, and Jonathan Bullen slammed the door with a 1-inning save. Louis got a spark from Jose Furman, who swiped 2 bags, and the loss is streaming-worthy showing for fantasy managers hunting steals. Jordan Walker, Nathan Church, Alec Burleson, Masson Wynn, and Ivan Herrera all had hits for the Cardinals, but it wasn't enough to complete the comeback. Philadelphia countered with contributions from Brandon Marsh, Justin Crawford, Edmundo Sosa, Bryson Stott, and Kyle Schwarber, and the Phillies' bullpen made it stand up in a tight finish on the road. The Texas Rangers beat the Los Angeles Angels 4-1 behind a dominant start from Mackenzie Gore, who struck out 9 over 5.1 innings to set the tone. Peyton Gray picked up the win with a scoreless inning out of the bullpen, and Jacob Latz closed it out with a 1-inning save. Mike Trout provided the lone bright spot for the Angels with a solo home run, but Los Angeles managed little else against Texas pitching. The Rangers got hits from Jake Berger, Corey Seager, Justin Foscue, Ezequiel Duran, Brandon Nimmo, and Elias Diaz spread throughout the lineup, more than enough support behind Gore's strikeout-heavy outing. It was a quiet night for the Angels' events outside of Trout, as Oswald Peraza, Vaughn Grissom, Wade Meckler, and Josh Lowe were the only others to reach base with hits in the loss. The Arizona Diamondbacks blanked the Colorado Rockies 9-0 in a lopsided home win. Noah Arenado led the way with a home run and a stolen base, and Zach Littell was excellent on the mound, going 4.2 innings without allowing an earned run while striking out 2 to pick up the win. Arizona ran wild on the bases as well, with Tim Tawa joining Arenado in swiping a bag. The Diamondbacks got hits throughout the lineup from Ryan Waldschmidt, Kettle Marte, Gabriel Morno, Corbin Carroll, and Jorge Barossa as they piled on run after run. Colorado's offense never got going, managing only scattered hits from Jake McCarthy, Troy Johnston, Willie Castro and TJ Rumfield and getting shut out for the night in a game that was out of reach early. In the day's most eye-catching result, the Tampa Bay Rays throttled the Athletics 10-6 to extend their winning streak to 7 straight games. The Rays got there with a balanced offensive attack. Yandy Diaz went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Junior Caminero also went deep, and Johnny DeLuca turned in a 3 for 5 night while also swiping a bag. Both Diaz and DeLuca now stand out as multi-hit fantasy performers from this game. Chandler Simpson was a menace on the bases with 2 stolen bases of his own. Chris Roycroft worked through a rocky inning to pick up the win in relief. The Athletics didn't go down easily, with Zach Geloff going deep and Lawrence Butler, Jeff McNeil, Tyler Soderstrom, Henry Bolt, and Jacob Wilson all collecting hits, while Jeff McNeil, Carlos Cortes, and Tyler Soderstrom each swiped bags of their own. But Tampa Bay's offense was too much to overcome, and the Rays now sit at 7 consecutive wins as one of the hottest teams in baseball. San Diego Padres edged the Milwaukee Brewers 3-2 in a tight one at Petco Park. Jackson Merrill and Ty France both went deep for San Diego, providing just enough offense to hold off Milwaukee. Yuki Matsui picked up the win with a scoreless inning of relief, and Mason Miller closed it out with a save. Christian Yelich answered with a solo home run for the Brewers, and Jackson Chourio put together a strong night at the plate, going 3 for 4 while also stealing a base. Milwaukee also got hits from Jake Bauers and Luis Lara, but couldn't complete the rally against San Diego's bullpen. The Padres' offense also saw hits from Freddie Fermin and Jake Cronenworth, and with Miller slamming the door in the 9th, San Diego held on for a 1-run win at home. The Houston Astros knocked off the San Francisco Giants 6-3 on the road, powered by a big night from Cam Smith, who went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Josh Hader picked up the win after tossing 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. San Francisco got home runs from Younghoon Lee and Drew Gilbert, but it wasn't enough to overcome Houston's offense. The Giants also got hits from Christian Koss, Bryce Eldridge, and Oslevis Bassade, while Houston countered with contributions from Isaac Paredes, Jeremy Pena, and Jordan Alvarez to back Smith's big day at the plate. The loss snapped San Francisco's momentum at home as the Astros pitching staff, capped by Hader's shutdown relief work, closed the door in the late innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers survived a late scare to beat the Kansas City Royals 6-5 at home. Freddie Freeman powered the offense with a 3 for 4, 2 RBI night, and Jack Dreher worked around some traffic to pick up the win before Edwin Diaz slammed the door with a save. Shohei Ohtani added a stolen base, and the Dodgers also got hits from Max Muncy, Hunter Fiducia, Tommy Edman, Mookie Betts, and Miguel Rojas. Kyle Tucker went hitless in the game, snapping his 7-game hit streak in the process. Kansas City pushed back with home runs from Kyle Isbell and Jack Caglianon and Nick Lofton and Bobby Witt Jr. Each swiped a bag, but the Royals came up just short. It was a tense finish that required Diaz's save to close out the Dodgers' 1-run win. The Tampa Bay Rays are the hottest team in baseball right now, having won 7 straight games after their offensive outburst against the Athletics. On the flip side, Kyle Tucker's impressive hit streak came to an end at 7 games in the Dodgers' win over Kansas City as he was held hitless for the first time in over a week. 2 very different streak stories on an eventful night around the league. Fantasy managers had plenty to work with on a busy slate. Jose Furman swiped 2 bags for St. Louis, while Chandler Simpson matched him with 2 steals of his own for Tampa Bay, both streaming-worthy performances for anyone chasing speed. Francisco Lindor went 3 for 5 with an RBI in the Mets win, and Austin Martin turned in a huge 4 for 5, 1 RBI night with a homer for Minnesota. Yandy Diaz rounded things out with a 3 for 4, 2 RBI game as part of Tampa Bay's offensive explosion. All names worth watching on the waiver wire. That's a wrap on today's action. Hit subscribe so you never miss a recap, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for more MLB highlights.